Hello, I'm Keith Morris. I'm a member of Off. You're watching and listening to Buzzine. We're at Record Store Day, downtown Long Beach, in one of the greatest record stores in Southern California, Fingerprints.
I can't stop! I can't stop! I can't stop!
I've been in a couple of other bands, and I've always had fun in those other bands. And one of the bands I've been in for over 30 years, which is over half my life, all of a sudden things started to get ugly, like these really horrendous decisions are being made. And all of the decisions affect me, and I'm an older guy. It's like, I don't have time for these childlike decisions. We started working on a new album, and the gentleman that was going to produce the album, he and I ended up having to write the bulk of the album. What happened was, the other guys in the band fired the producer, who I'd written all of this material with. And I wasn't going to look for any kind of rip-off situation behind the back, swipe this from him. I'd already been through all of that early on. So Dimitri, the guitar player in Off, and I looked at each other. I said, Dimitri, we got to have a plan B because they're going to flush the commode and they're going to want us to go down in it, and we're not doing that. These songs are too good, they're too vital, they're too urgent, they're too energetic, and I'm dealing with a bunch of burnouts, and I don't want to, hang out in that situation. That's where Off started. We had our plan B, which was make a list of bassists and drummers that we would play with. And at the top of each of those lists, bass player, Stephen McDonald, drummer, Mario Rubalcaba. Now, Stephen had played with Sparks, Beck, Tater Tots, Courtney Love. He had his own band. He still plays with his older brother Jeffrey in a band called Red Cross. Mario played with Hot Snakes, Rocket from the Crypt, and the list just goes on and on and on and on. And they both said, we're in. All we played for them were 3 songs that was Dimitri just jamming and whamming and banging on a guitar in my living room. And they were both sold on it. I think the first recording was maybe 9 songs, and the second recording was the remaining 7 or 8, because we recorded an extra song that's not included. And we played the songs just like we rehearsed them, just like the first time we got together. Dimitri ran through the song a couple of times, the guys got their ideas, and then we played them. The thing that makes me the most happy is that all of these guys are enthusiastic about it, even though we're all older guys. Our last tour, we were 200 people short of selling out like a string of dates. So that was amazing. I love playing with these guys. There's some head trips, but not like ultra mega major stab you in the back kind of psychological head game kind of trips. Just like, okay, so you're a dad and you can only be out for 2.5, 3 weeks. That's fine. I'm a diabetic. I can only be out for 2.5, 3 weeks myself, so everything's cool.
Cocktail party, midnight tell on the donkey. I see to my face, but I don't like the taste.
I'm not a musician to start off with, so let's shoot that down immediately. I'm just a guy that when I come up with an idea, I got to have a guitar player or a bass player or another musician around me so I can say, okay, do this, ba 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 boo bow, something like that. The difference is that I've learned to be more comfortable in my own skin and not as uptight, even though I still scream and yell and I still bark at people. It's a two-way street, it happens, Things get heated, something gets said, hey, f*** you. It's vinyl. You can hold it in your hand as opposed to CDs and 8 tracks and cassettes and reel-to-reels. It's not like you're looking at some little thing on the little screen in your handheld doodly-mabob, whatever you got in your pocket. You can hold on to it. You can, if it's a fold-out, you can roll joints. The seeds will fall into the unfold. You can see who recorded it. You can see the guys in the band. You can see what they look like. You can maybe read some lyrics. You can see some production credits. I went to a place next to my dad's store in Hermosa Beach. My dad owned a fishing tackle store. A couple of stores east of my dad's store was Rock and Gravel, where I bought Captain Beefheart, Grateful Dead, Led Zeppelin, Blue Cheer, and then around the corner was the record hole that sold all of the English imports. So we got David Bowie and the Spiders from Mars, and Mott the Hoople, and Trapeze, and Genesis, and Gentle Giant, and Yes, and all sorts of stuff.
No pictures, no flowers.
This is a perfect example of a record store. They've got their record section. They've got a really great record section. There's CDs for the boom box, for the party on the beach. Everybody roll out the keg or grab a couple of cases of beer and let's start a fire and roast some wieners. We can listen to our music, and once we get the party going, everybody can dance around and take it from there. And they've got their t-shirts and they got some great posters on the walls. Like I said, they got a really great record section downstairs, used and brand new records. Now, I was on a tour with one of my other bands, and one of the guys in the band kept complaining about, I don't have any money, I don't have any money. I'm on this tour to save money so I can pay my rent and buy food. I gotta buy auto insurance. And here we are in a record store in New York, and he's got $500 worth of stuff on the counter. And I'm like, I don't want to hear you complain. Obviously, you're rewarding yourself for all of this pain and misfortune. If you're gonna do drugs and you're gonna drink, somebody else is gonna be supplying that because you're not gonna be paying for all of that stuff out of your own pocket. So you might as well buy this stuff. It's kind of like buying drugs.
I don't belong. I don't belong. I don't belong.
See, the thing with drugs and booze is you drink it or you snort it or you smoke it or whatever you do, and the next day you don't have it. But if you're buying music, the next day you have it.